Anybody that wants to leave, please do. God knows I did it every 4 days. I'm really not sure what I'm doing up here. I thought it was Yosef with the video. So, and I was told sometime this afternoon that I was going to be speaking, so here you go. Now, I do apologize to all those that lost money betting. I would put myself on call tonight. If it's any consolation, that was definitely the smart money bet, but I was told not allowed. It can be kind of emotional, so I'm going to stick kind of to the script. But, you know, it's just, you can imagine, and then the daughter gets married this year, and it's all very interesting. I don't know what happened. I'm here 25 years in July. It's also kind of hard to speak that half the community see me half naked now at age 21. Which, I'm really glad that made the video. That was great. Thank you for the photo selection. What was that? To stay consistent, I guess. Emor was Manu's parsha, so you have kids and you do some parshas. I know 3 parshas really well. Parshas Emor says, and I promise to be quick. It's very interesting actually, and I don't know why this hit me. Parshas Emor stories, and you talk about spirits, Emor, spirits, all the same time period. It says in the same pasuk, Sheva Shabbosos Temimos Yeno, 7 complete Shabbos. Famous question. Rashi deals with it. Everybody deals with it. He told me 7 Shabbos. Why you have to tell me 7 complete Shabbos? I know the Shabbos is 7 days. Why do you have to tell me it's complete? Rashi brings more Menachos, and we have to learn that it starts at night, and we know that if the Jewish day it starts at night, goes the next day. But I know that from many other places. Why do you have to teach it me right here? Why do you got to teach it to me? I know that. Rashi says that. So it's begging for something extra. There's a Medrash Rabbah that says, Tony Rav-Via. So we said that the Sheva Shabbos Temimos, these have to be complete weeks, 7 weeks. It says, Emasai came Temimos. Medrash Rabbah, Rabbi Chia says, Emasai came Temimos. When are they Temimos? This Mash Yisrael Osir Ritzon Shol Mokum. We're talking about why he picks a Lashon Mokum versus, all other names of Hashem, or whatever. But it's a time when the name Yisrael are doing his ratzon. That's when they're Temimos. What does that mean? Okay, I went to my Maral stage, Divrei Yol stage. Divrei Yol brings his grandfather, Yismach Moshe, which I tell you, he explains the Medrash, another Medrash of Rayik Rabbah. So what does it mean when you're doing Ratzon Hashem? That's what it means by Temimos. What does that mean? It talks about over there by Rayik Rabbah by the Karbonos of Nesiim, by the Chanukas, Hakamas HaMishkan, the Chanukas of Bayis. It says the Karbonos of Nesiim, the Karbonos of the leaders of each of the 12 tribes, was so special to Hashem. It was Chavir to Hashem. It was incredibly special to Hashem. Like Rabbi Yehuda says, like the Shir Aliyam, like the when we said Shira, when we said the Shira Sayam, when the splitting of the Red Sea, and we sang God's Yashir. Rav Nachman says Shnei Luchos Bris. And it talks about when we received the Shnei Luchos Bris. What's the unifying theme over there? That when the Nesiim brought the Karbanos, it was so special, it was so unique, like the Shir Sayom. The Shir Sayom is the Tchila of Knesasam Kedusha, when the Jews are so energized that we're going to go into this new, they finish the tomb of Mitzrayim and going to Kedusha. And in the words of the Divrei Yod, the Hislahavus, which is that you just get energized that you're about to do something new. And that's the same thing, which is unifying thing. Rav Nachman says, no, it's a little Shnei Luchos Bris. That's the Tchilas Kabbalas Torah. That's when first came the Torah. And that's the unifying thing here. That it's either the Shir Hayom, that's Luchos Bris, or it's when the Nesiim brought the Karbonos. It's all a new thing and something that you get very energized about. And that's what Hashem loves. He wants the Hislavos. He wants the freshness. It's very interesting that the Divrei says, his way of explaining it, it says, which he got a smile on this, he says, the way to understand this is Ein Chasidus, because Chasidus with Filoso, which I find a very interesting thing for the Divrei says that it's no chassid like a chassid that just starts becoming a chassid. That first inclination, that first thought, that first, I want to get closer, I want to shir al yom when they're sitting on the spring of the sea. I'm bringing the carbon if I come to Mishkan, that's something unique. And that's that energized feeling, that's what God wants from us. The Divrei takes that thought from his grandfather Ben Yitzchak Moshe, and he couples it with what we say in Pirkei Avos now at this time period, which is what? Aseh Ritzono Kiritzoncha, Kadesh Yaseh Ritzono Kiritzon, which sounds like a play on words. Well, it really sounds like that. What does Hashem want? He wants the Ritzoncha when you first have a ratzon, when you first have a want, when you first want to get close to God. That burning desire, that first initial desire to get close to God. That first thing that I want to really get worked up about, I'm worked up about doing this mitzvah, I'm worked up about getting close to God, that freshness, that's what God wants from you. And that's what the plain word of the Ratzon thing, when he talks about, when the initial measure says, Emos Sayhen to Mimos, Bizman Shisrol Osmer Sono. When you come in, when you do this whole Hislavus thing, when you do this whole feeling that I want to get close to God, that this whole energized sense, that's what God wants from you. When you do a mitzvah, do it with an energized sense. And that's how you explain Sphira. Where's the Mimos? 1, 2, 3. There's nothing energized about counting every night. What does God want? Mimos, he wants you to be energized about, to remember when you're counting, it's a counting towards Matan Torah, and that's the energized aspect. So it's like the Divrei, I got an MBA at Emory about 10 years ago, which is very interesting. I take these leadership courses, and I always argue, and I know what I got leadership courses versus having Martine and 5 kids. I don't know, I think you learn a lot more at home than you ever learn in the leadership course. But the Divrei is going to be a leadership course here. It says when you deal with people, when you're dealing with something, deal with it energized. I've been in Emory 25 years, 5th largest trauma hospital in the country. I have a decent amount to do with running that place. I run a large academic medical practice. I have a lot of physicians, I have a lot of residents, I have a lot of medical students, I have a lot of PAs, a lot of teaching, a lot of research, I have a clinical load, a lot of people management, God knows where you learned that. So you do that for 25 years, how do you have a hislavus by that? So you go in every day and there's this resident telling you something about, fiber optic intubations, and it's 1,000th time you've heard that talk, and you say, God, that was the best talk I ever heard. That was unbelievable. It's fabulous. You got to work on yourself to have the hislavus, to have that energy, to push yourself to be energized, which is what the Divrei just told us, Ritzon Hashem, to be energized. You're working yourself because people are watching you. The whole house is watching you. So you have to come in. I think of Rabbi Yilon, everybody's watching you. You got to be very energized about everything. It's pretty hard. It's 1,000th time you gave the same talk. I thought about this more. This whole thing that Ratzon Hashem and Tamimus, and that's what Hashem is Sphira, and this whole thing is this Slavus. But I never had to work on myself as Slavus when I dealt with Torah Day School. And that's a very interesting thing. When you're dealing with the community school and you're dealing with your children and you're dealing with what you're building something, and you don't have to work on yourself for that energized aspect. It's there. And I think that was a very big educational point that I got from the whole thing is that when you're focused, you don't have to work on yourself to be energized. You know you're building something. You know you're building something for your own kids. My Nati is as my older kids say, it's a good spot to be in. The youngest of 5, and that's probably true. But I'm done in a month with Torah Day School, but you're not done with Torah Day School. It's part of the whole building block, and you're handing it off to other people. And I would say half of the audience has no idea who I am. That's really, really great. That's no idea what my wife did, which is terrific, because it just means, I don't have to work on myself to be energized. You guys are energized on your own, building the same school, and going further and further, just like Sphira. It's not 1, 2, 3, but it's building blocks going further. And that's what it is energizing, to see where you were in 1990 I'm interfacing the Jacob, we got real Bathrock, and we're learning for an hour or two, and there's nobody else there, and there's no meeting at 9 o'clock. When we finished learning, we went home and davened Marva. That's how it was for a while. Look what you got now, and look at the school now. And that's what's energizing. At the hospital, I have to work myself to be energized. Everybody's watching me, the resident has to say, yeah, great talk. You don't have to do that in your community. You don't have to do it in your school. You see what you build, it's unbelievable. You don't have to work on your Slav in your community. You energize yourself. In terms of family and wife, and everybody knows, I mean, there's not a whole lot of people that get this Slav to get energized by the centerpieces. But, Martine puts her heart and soul into everything. I mean, everything. And 100 decibels. And, but I think that's exactly Rabbi Elon. I mean, that's the family. That's who we are. And it's, I think that this was incredibly undeserved and incredibly unnecessary, which I think I said in the video. And, but thank you very much.